What do you see going forward that you would say, these are two things I really want to see us do this session? Could you elaborate on that? What comes to mind right there?
Well, the two things we just discussed, healthcare and elections. Making sure at the end of the session, when they drop those handkerchiefs, that we can actually look out and say, you know what, 1 million people in Florida, 1 million people are now going to have access to healthcare. 1 million people who don't have access right now are now going to have access. And when we look out and say, you know what, we fixed voting. We've made it so that we're not going to be the laughing stock of the nation, that we have the most liberal voting, not liberal as a thought process, but the voting process there is, that everyone has an opportunity to vote and can go in and let their votes be counted. If we finish with those two things, I consider this session successful. And I think we're headed that way.
Well, when you sit down and say that sort of thing to President Gates, does he you feel like he might want to help you?
Yeah, he agrees. He agrees. And the one thing I can say about Don Gates and all of my Republican counterparts, we want the best for Florida. Every 40 members of the Senate, all 120 members of the House want Florida to be the best state in the nation. It's just how we get there is where we differ. And as long as we can remember that, as long as I know that every member in that building want Florida to be the best in education, want us to have the best health care, wants us to be able to have the best electoral process, want us to have the best. As long as we keep that in mind, we just differ on how we get there, I think it goes a little smoother. When we don't villainize each other and know that we want the best, let's work towards getting there.